This is Dr. Schuyler Madison. I'd like to share with you something about creativity that's very important. There is this belief we're all born creative, but the ability to remain creative after childhood is lost to many of us. What I have discovered is that perhaps some of what causes this comes down to character. We all know that when pursuing a goal, it's easy to fall sway to doubt, which can cause us to abandon the pursuit and give up. Following the initial excitement of pursuing a desire or intention, we can find ourselves in the space of uncertainty. What we do not realize is that this is part of the creative tension that fuels the process. And what I have learned is that by having the right desire, not knowing where to begin, and the uncertainty are all part of what stimulates a chemical reaction that activates the power of imagination, what we call the creative unconscious, which is really your partner in creating. The creative process seems to be mediated by something that's almost magical, that I attribute it almost to an alchemical combination of having the right desire, focus, and this tension that gets the attention of the creative imagination. But in the space of desire and not knowing, or having this uncertainty, that's what stimulates the imagination and the chemical reactions that activate this power, or the force that makes things happen. The irony is that the uncertainty of not necessarily knowing where you're going is what also fuels the process. And yet this requires trust, having trust, or what John Keats, the Romantic poet, called negative capability. By that he meant, and I'm quoting him now, capable of being in uncertainties, mysteries, doubts, without any irritable reaching after fact and reason. Creativity is the process of bringing forth something, and that includes a spiral of excitement, disillusionment, but it's also filled with self-doubt. What we need to learn is a way to navigate the journey, to stay the course in order to access the power or magic of the imagination that fuels creativity. Joseph Campbell also referred to this as what he called the black moment. He said, quote, "It's at the darkest moments when the real gold of the work becomes apparent." This is why I'm suggesting that the missing link may be this need to cultivate the right character in order to learn how to let the magic work. The right character to optimize creativity can be summarized as follows: persistence, courage, faith, and a positive mood. Goethe offered the following profound advice along the same lines. He said, and this is a quote, "Until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back, concerning all acts of initiative and creation. There is one elementary truth, that ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then Providence moves too. Whatever you can do or dream, you can do. Begin it. In boldness has genius, power, and magic, so begin it now." That really was brilliant advice. And providence can also be viewed as being another word for this power that I've been talking about, or force, that emerges from the burning desire, the inciting incident, you can say, that sets it all into motion. And once in motion, that's what I call having the heroic ego. That is you, involved in a creative project. You have an idea of the destination. This is, of course, driven by your desire, but you must also have, as I've been saying, persistence, character, one that does not take no for an answer, trust, to allow intuition to follow your imagination, optimism, to see failure as potentially a learning experience, and perhaps a guide to help you navigate the journey. So instead of getting frustrated with a problem, creativity begins with the ability to turn the problem or desire into a question, to ask, what is it? Why not? What if? The most essential part of creativity and this character trait that I've been talking about was also identified long ago by Edwin Land, who of all things invented the technology for the Polaroid camera. He was not afraid to fail. This is what leads to persistence, and that's what's necessary to stay the course and tolerate the ups and downs. This is also what I teach in my workshop, The Creative Writer's Way. Most of us see perseverance as something that has nothing to do with creativity. The truth is that creative solutions emerge from this combination of staying focused, not giving up, but knowing when to give it a break and just let the insights flow, because that's basically how it works. So it is perseverance that's very important to creativity, because breakthroughs, when they come, are oftentimes least expected, when they pop up into your mind. Most of the times when you're not thinking about the problem, or in the case of a writer, the story that you're writing. Until that time comes, we might find nothing but roadblocks. And if we lack courage or are afraid to take risks, the breakthroughs may never come. And in the case of a writer, the story is abandoned. This is another way that creative people who are in possession of this heroic ego are different. They do not process failure in the same way. Reframing failure is in some ways critical for creative people. To use failures as a learning experience. It's not a failure. And then learn how to come back even stronger. And having this kind of ability to do that, having this persistence, it takes courage. And it assumes that you're comfortable taking risks. So if this creative process is wired into the brain, and we're all born with it, which it is, it seems what stands between us and our ability to be more creative is cultivating this character that I've been talking about. If you'd like to learn more how to do this, I encourage you to check out the Creative Writer's Way workshops at www.skylermadison, SKYLERMADISON.com. Thank you.